have created a form which will be a trigger form. After that, we have added the conditions, and with the conditions, we are adding approval forms. Once the approval is completed, we are added two set of notifications, which is nothing but the approval notification and the rejection notifications. I hope all of are worked on this and you had a hands-on with the scenarios. We are going to discuss about the data types as well as the decision tables in an BPA. What are all the functionalities of the data types, where we are going to use those data types, and what are all the kinds of the data types, input and output data types, and what is the decision table, how it's used in an BPA. Those kinds of functionalities we are going to see.
Yeah, my question is, if you want to make that currency value as a dynamic one. So, for example, if you are having 10 different currencies, then we can't, in real time, based on the number of currencies, it will be little bit difficult to handle that every situation with the condition, right? Based on the country, it's difficult to change the currency value with our condition statements. So in that case, can we make that as a dynamic one?
No, for a question, Tamil, if let's assume you are going to work for one of the customer which is in US, okay, you are going to build a form and you are adding a amount field in that, which is the US is meant, the customer is meant from the US. You are going to add only the USDs, right? But whether you need to add a multiple customers in a same form, that you can't do. You have to create a new separate form for the each and every customer base. By the dynamic, you can't able to add you can't change the currency values.
Okay, so for real time case, like say if you are going to work for a company which is handling around more than 10 or 20 currency values, the currency codes, then we have to write each form for each currency. You mean the same, right?
Yeah, you can't change that field dynamically. That's what ideally what we will be do in a real time. We won't use this form or to request an application or fill in an application. We will be using custom UFI application to fill all the details. And once the request has been created, those workflows will be triggered from an UFI, because the UFA application has more functionalities to add whatever we can. If it's a currency, we have to add as a USD, that you can make the conversion there, or it should be in Europe, or it's in Saudi dollars, like that. If you want to make those functionality as a different customer base, then you can do it in a UFA application. This is a form which is it's inbuilt within an BPA. This is a simple and very minimal set of functionalities they have provided.
Okay, others.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That we will see in later session how to build an SAP UFA application, how to trigger from an UFA application, custom UFA application. That I will handle in a later session.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Let me share my screen. Yes. Tuesday we have completed module 1, and yesterday we have started with module 2. In module 2, as the first slide is Cloud Studio overview, we have done with the overview, and we have created a user task, processes, all these kind of things. Today we will cover the topics of data types, and the decisions is not given here. We will cover those things as well. The next scenarios that they have given here is the screen capturing. Based on the screen capturing, the automation has to be done. For that, we have to add a dependencies for the SAP GUI kind of thing. So that I will do it in the next session, or in the later first day or next Monday, we will see those screen capturing. and we are moving to the data types and the decisions today. Yeah, what is data type? A data type is an artifact that describes a data structure that can be used as an input or output parameters for skills and process. Yeah, I mean, do you have any doubt?
No.
Okay, can you please go on mute? Data type is nothing but an simple types like a number, string, date, timestamp, and other data types. Once the data type is created in a same data format, that can be used by an artifacts inside the same projects. What are the artifacts that we have seen right now as a process? Right now we have seen as a process. Later that we have a user task, automations, and those are, we can use the database which were created within a same project. We can use within the multiple artifacts. And the data type is therefore usable and introduce some common data models and schemas across different process management and artifacts. Let's go with some of the, I will add a theory here. You can. Usable component and introduces common data model schema across different process artifacts. This is the basic concept of the data types that we will see how to create a data type in a project. First, we will connect to a RTP system. We log into the SAP BTP cockpit. Okay. Once you logged in, I'm going to a tenant SAP BPA. In SAP BPA, there are instance and subscriptions that has been added. And from the instance, from the application, I'm launching it, the SAP build process automation. Here, I will create a new project as a business process. In this business process, Once the project has been created, first we will create a data type, then we will create a process. In artifacts, I'm choosing a data type. Just give the data type as upload determination. Okay, and create. Here, once you create, it will be empty. You have to add what are all the data types that you are going to use in your project, and you need to add two types of data types. One is input data types and as well as the output data types. First, we will use the input data type here. I'm giving a first as department. The department is string, no sample values. Just it's a basic data type, no other values I have given. And other data type is designation. Designation is also a string. Cost. It's a number. Okay. These are all the input data types. And I click on save. Once it's saved, and I'm going to create another one output data type here as forward data. Okay. Here, once I click on create, I'm adding a new fields to this. In a new field, what are the values we are going to give here based on the department, designation, and cost, whether it's a Boolean. I'm adding only one field in an output. Basically, you should add only one field in an output. The number of fields in the inputs is you can add as much as you can. What are the conditions that you are going to check in an inputs? You can add much as you can, but in an output, it should be a single value. Okay. We have created data types of input and output, and moving to the project. Yeah. This is the data type concept, guys. And now I'm going to create a simple business rules. First, we will see what is the business rules, and we will move to the business rules concept, and we will use these data types in a business rules, and we will flow, and we will see, discuss a scenario about how the approvals are going to happen in a business rules based on the rules conditions. Okay. What is business rules? Or what is decisions? Yeah, we will see some of the conceptual theory part. Decision in BPA provides a no code design editor to model and manage business policies. Business policies. And it's it's simplify simplify the way to develop and manage business rules such both business users and developers. Developers can collaborate in their day-to-day decision-making operations to manage these business rules. In a BPA, in, in BPA, new interface is introduced. New interface is introduced with simple design options to easily automate decisions. Without the need of oh, yeah guys. This is the concept of decision. Actually, in BPA, the decision is nothing but a business rules. It has been decided with no code design editor to model and manage the business policies. Okay, what is business policies? In certain scenarios, in certain circumstances, you will get some of the conditions that has to be added within a process that you should not go and check those conditions with other APIs or some of the third parties are within the SAP APIs that you are using within a project. You can't do it there. You can simply achieve it in this decision. Decision is nothing but an if and yes, if and output. If you give some certain set of inputs, it will give the direct output to based on those inputs. This is the decisions. In a decision, we have two types of decisions. One is a table kind of thing, and one is a text editor. And the design decisions are artifacts with the three components. What are the components that has been artifacts with the decisions is these are the main three components for the decisions. The first artifact is input or output data type. Input and output data type. And the other is business rules. Decision conception, API or API triggers. These are the main three components of decisions. Okay, what is the input and the data? Input and output data type. Actually, we have discussed about the data type that which is an input and output. It has the two separate data type that has to be created. One is input and output. Those we are going to use as an input parameter as an in a decision. By the with the help of an output data type, we are going to get an output values. Then we are consuming the next sequential steps. And what is business rules? Business rules is nothing but the rules that is going to make a decision. This is where the actual logic where the actual logic of the business policies is designed. There are two types of rules modeling, supported in decision. What are the two types? First type is text, rule text. We can call it as rule text. And the other is decision table. Yeah. What is rule text? Rule text or text rule, we can call it as text rule also. Text rule. It is meant for writing a simple logic. Simple logic like purchase order amount is greater than or equal to 0. Like if basically in a text rule you could find a if and else condition only there. You could not find any other things in a text rule. Is greater than 0, then
Others, please come again. What we can find in text room?
yeah. Who's this? Yeah, Asta. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
So what did you say? What we can find in text room?
Please come again.
You just said something, right? That we can find something in text room.
Yeah, if and else condition, right?
Yes, master.
Sorry, I'm not able to get you clearly.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I will show you what is a text rule and what is a decision table.
Okay.
We will have a one of a scenario. Not only the theory part, we will have a practical session, the lab activity
Yes,
also.
yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we will cover all those. Then this it is to capture simple decisions, logic without too many complex combinations. Yeah, this is a exact. Yeah, concept of text tool. Actually, text tool is meant for writing only a simple logic. Actually, in text tool, you could find only the if condition, and the if is satisfied, then it will get an output, or if it will go to an else condition. There you can add multiple if, else, and if, else if, and else. These are all the format that you can find in a text tool. But this is for only the simple decision logic, that you can't do any complex combination of algorithms to get the output. Okay, actual decision table. What is a decision table? That we will see. What is a decision table? Table is like, yeah, spreadsheet based rules. Yeah, you write rules in column and row format. Here you can write large number of rules in a compact format. Which is easier to view and manage. In a decision table, you will find a two column. One is if and then. If is nothing but an input, then if is satisfies, it will give an output. Columns are the conditions that are evaluated and then columns contain the output that will be given after the rule is executed. And in a table, each row has the separate good condition. Good condition. Yeah. Okay. This is a decision table, because actually decision table is kind of a spreadsheet which you can determine the rules in a column as well as in the row format. Column is nothing but it has a two columns, which is if and else, it's an header. But what are the inputs that you are going to add for this decision table, which is falls in an if section, and the output parameters and the output data types that you are going to add is falls in an output, then a then module. Okay, this is the actual concept of if and else in the decision table. Okay, we will have a simple example for this decision table now. We have created a data types here. After that, I will create another one process. In and process directly also we can create a decision. If we create a decision directly, that if you have a holistic idea how to create a decision, that you can create it in a first and you can add it to a project. That is also possible in a process. Or if you want to create an intermediate in a next step of the process in the approvers, then you can add it there also. Now we are going to create in a step-by-step process. I'm creating a laptop preparation process. In the laptop preparation, I'm going to quickly add a form. In a form, add a open editor there. Heading 1. You have to add a text info maybe. And development. Cost and another one text editor. Distribution. Yeah. The laptop will be- it should be a drop down. We will use a drop down values. Okay. Windows. Man. Chromebook. Not even the window. It's the website view. And we will add a description here. Windows would be HP or Dell. Open. Chromebook. 14 inches. This is something. Okay. This is the description that we have given. Where you can see the description. If you forward to this, you could find the description what you have added here. Okay. This is a required field. User can't select a multiple. It's a single selection. So that I have not checked that a multiple option. A designation is a mandatory. And we will add a sorry. We will add a character limit of at least. Fix the decimal places. We no need to use a decimal sentence. Just we can add a resource field. And there is an option to add a decimal as well. But if you want to, you can do it as this is also a resource field. Employees earlier is also fixed. Okay, we will add another one more text area. Okay. This is a submit form. Okay. I'm going to click on save. Once you save, please save the process as well. Okay. Once the submit is done, then you are going to add a decision here. I am going to add a new decision. Which is that. Guys, do you have any question up to this that we have covered a lot? Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we will move to the decision process. Yeah, as we have slid in the slides, there are the three components, major components for the to create a decisions. One is a input parameter and the approval info and the output parameters. Okay. Once we do this to add here, you will get a quick tooltip kind of thing to add a rule to the decision, configure the input and outputs. First, we have to configure the input and outputs in an approval info. Then we will be adding the policies by using the default policies. We are going to form a decision table. Okay. What are the input parameters that we are going to add here? Input. Domain approval. Description is also mandatory. Approval. Yeah. Guys, if you see here, I have given the name in an input parameters and I have given the description. Here, what I'm going to use in an input type. Basically, we have created a data type, which is of two types. One is an input as well as the output. I'm going to use that input data type here for the input parameter, and for the output parameter, I'm going to use the output data type. What are the values that are held in an input data type is department, designation, and cost. Based on that, we have created a submit form, and we will see how the approvals are handling here. Once this is done, and you can add as a list as well. If you want to add some of the list kind of thing, you can check this box. It will give you as a list. Add an output parameter. Approval date. Determination approval input. Slash. Here I'm going to use the output data type, which is holding a single value. Okay. Once done this, I'm going to the root. Yeah. Now we will add a rule. This is a variable that we will define. We will add a rule. Once you add a rule, first you have to configure these details. Then here, if you see, there are the two types of rules. One is a decision table and the text rule. In a rule detail, you can create a decision table as well as a text rule. We are going to create a decision table now. Then we will do a text rule later. Okay. If you see the text rule, once the text rule is created, then you can see what are the flavors that is added in the text rule. But before creating decisions, that we have to select whether we are going for a decision table as or the text rule. Yeah, we have to define a rule name now. Hit policy is first match. There are the other option as all match. The all match condition we will see it later. The first match is the default option. What's the difference between the first match as well as the all match mean? If you are going to give the n number of, if let's assume there are 150 plus decision rows that you have added, then it will check whether the if is not satisfied or the one set of if is satisfied, then it will retrieve a multiple outputs. For that, we will be defining a all match condition. Role category is orchestration rule. This is the default value that we will select for now. And going to the next step. Here, if you see the conditions that you have to select in the condition details and what are the vocabularies. In condition attribute, I'm going to add a label as well as the operator. Before that, we will add an input. Department and designation first. These are all the condition attributes I'm adding here. And then the label is the department, designation and class. Operator is equal. You can give the operator as not equal, greater than, is equal to, greater than, lesser than is equal to less. And the extent is a different operator. Exists in, does not exist in, not in. But usually we will use all these operators: equal, not equal, greater than is equal to, lesser than or is equal to operators. Okay. For all, I have given the conditions. Okay. Approve decision. That we have added the conditions in a vocabulary. No. Fine. Here it's automatically taking the input and output values. But before the text rule format, the decision table format is different. We have to add a input and output parameters or data types which we have defined. From then we have to add operators as a fixed operators. Okay. Yeah, here it's showing a configure the result. That is an input. Here, approve decision. System 1. Review. Like this, it will show the table will be like this: department, designation, cost. All three conditions are satisfied. You will get whatever the output which you have given in an approve decision. And I click on create. See guys, you have a decision table now, which is having a empty row. We will add a row now. Okay. This is a decision table. We'll add a row. You can add a insert row at first, or no, you can select and add it in between. There is an option to this. What is the department we are going to give here? It should be in single quote. What are the values that you are going to add here? It should be in single quote. IT. Marketing. Others. Okay. Right now we have added 6 departments. And what are the designations that can be? Okay. For others, the designation can be any. And for the marketing, data. And Yeah, hello.
Yeah, so if you're not maintaining that values without the single quota,
Without single quota?
yeah,
No, without single quote, it won't accept.
okay.
It will give you an error. Well, I will
Oh,
show you. Yeah. Here it will accept, but if you click on save and you deploy the rule, it will show you an error.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. Executive. The designations that I have given past. Whether the cost should be or yeah, if the cost others should be equals to let's say 1000 years. So the director senior finance executive 1500 for the senior director. That is the pension. Okay. Yes. Others, the cost is equal to yeah. You can. This is a Boolean value. We have declared the approval decision is true or false, so that you have to give us a Boolean value here. True. Getting yes. Now I'm using all the happy flows. We will see rejection flows. We will see the conditions as not equal to greater than or equals less than or equal in the later session. You can save this. Decision saved with error. What was the error? Now you can see those errors. If you see here in the design console, laptop First, approval determination. The cell row 4 and column 2 of condition types contains invalid expression. Modify the expression in rule. What was the error that we will look in the row 4 and column 2? Which is row 4 and column 2. Where I have not given a code so that it's giving me an error, so that I will give a code. Okay. Again, I'm getting an error. There are two errors, but that first error is rectified. That has been gone, and in row 4 and column 4, it should be modified and then the expression rule. Row 4. Okay. True. I have made it so that it's giving me an error. And again, one error is there. What was the error? We will check in row 6 and column 4. Here also the E is missed. Okay, it's misspelled. Now I say decision saved successfully. You get a message toast. Now, guys, do you think if there is a 1,000 number of lines, you can add it via this format, the rows? Is that possible in a real time, or how much long it will take to add 1,000 number of lines or a 10,000 number of lines? It can't, right? You can't able to do more than 100 lines. So that SAP has simplified and this decision rules. You can download it as an Excel and you can import all those values via the Excel format. You can make a decision in an Excel and you can import to the decision table as well. But while importing this Excel, you should not change any formats in the top. If you see here, there are project name, rule name, and project ID and rule ID. You should not touch these 4 cells. If you touch, you will get an error and you could not find what the error is there. So you should not touch those things. Yeah. You should not touch those 4 columns A, B, C, D. And apart from this, there are inputs and outputs as we seen in the table, input and the result. You can make change by adding the changes also. The format should be same. You should add a single quote and if the result value, the result data type is string, you should have a single quote there also. If it's a number, those things has to be taken care. Or else while importing those Excels, you will get an error and you could not find while importing it won't show the detailed format of error. What is the error you are getting, which row and which column it will won't show, just it will tell the some of the common errors it will come like these decisions, this import is not successful, like that. So be careful while importing the Excel to the decision table. Okay. Now we will go to the process. Latter question is our process. Okay, we have created a decision, but we have to use it here. Include info. And the inputs for that is from where we are going to use the input. It should be okay. We can select a single properties. For cost, it's an cost. For department, it's a department. For designation, it's the submit form designation. Okay. We have added the input now. Then we will adding the outputs. We are not going to use a custom variable. We are going to determine the approval output. Approval output is a decision. Yeah. That is checked by default. Okay. Okay. We will see later this. Now, once this decision satisfied, we have to add a approval as well as the first we will edit this one. Later we will add a input and output.
I have added a simple approval form. The employee ID is a read-only field. Department is also a read-only field. Cost is also a read-only field. Designation read-only. Car model that has to be selected from the drop-down. It's also read-only. And the approval command is a separate field. Okay. Okay. Save. React is medium, recipient, source, is the recipient. Process starting. Duty doesn't know. It should not be the text, or should be the number. Where is that approval form? Last number, and it says read only. Now I click on save. It should visible the number there. See guys, if I click on this, based on what it's enable and disabling the options in the submit form. Have you noticed that? If you see, if I click on cost, based on the data type which we have created as a text or number, it's enabling and disabling. It's an auto functionality which is given by an SAP. If it's a text, these are all the text values so that it's enabling all the text fields that which we have created in the form.
Okay. Laptop make outputs. Output is an output commands. But we have to map that output to this form, whether it should go to an approve route or a rejection route. How to map those values. Give me a minute, guys. Ideally, it should get the value from the business rules. From the values, it should be mapped to the approve or reject. It should, okay. Notification is fine. We have missed something. Give me a minute. Based on the business rules condition that we have made, if the output of the business rules is true, it will go for an request approval form submit and it will go for an approve, or else it will end it. Yes. It's not active. To select the process. Copy this link. What is the department I am going to give? We will see app is not first. Guys, here, if you have added the spaces and the Boolean values and the numbers, each should be matched. Then only the condition will be satisfied. If in the form, if we give senior without space, you give finance, the condition will won't satisfy. It will won't go this decision table and you won't get the output. Each and every string that the characters that has to be matched. Then the decision business rules will be there. Okay, cost is for designation is director. That means submitting the form. We'll go to the monitor. The best practice is once you submit the form, please go and check in the monitor tab whether your job is, whether there is any errors or any, what is the status of the current process which you have submitted. Okay, I think it's completed. I couldn't find my job. Okay, first approval, the server started. approval info, and it's reward info completed. This is the root version of the condition reached. Instance completed successfully. While it has been completed. Okay. I have given a tool output. It should be an output directly we can map the output kind of thing. Output. If output is I deploy it to the public environment. Then I go to the process. I will get a link. Once I run my submit that. Department the department that we have become about IT department. Rule input. Designation with the field. Contact number. And this. Check page one. Yeah. Now the laptop operation is running. This is the proof. Now it's in task. Condition reached, and now it's reached. It's in the approval task. Okay. Guys, till this, do you have any doubts? Tomorrow we will have a lab activity as well as one of the another one scenario I'm going to cover. How we are going to access OData. From the OData, we are going to get data and doing those conditions that we are going to do. Then we will have a lab activity for decision table as well as the destinations and the OData access.